The time has come, not for March Madness, but with free agency starting on Monday, it's time to get a pre-mock draft in. And with that, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to Fundamental. Of course, please like and subscribe if you guys enjoy. Our first mock draft of the season, of course, is the pre-free agency one. I do 3 throughout the offseason. Again, it's going to get close to the draft. First one, again, is the pre-free agency one, which is this one. The second one is a little bit more sophisticated with trades and stuff and a lot more realistic. I don't really know, something like that. Or a lot more, I don't even know how to describe it. It's post-free agency, so again, we have a little more clarification. And then the last one is the one that, again, we're hoping is the most accurate. So that'll come out right before the draft. I think I'll probably come up the afternoon. So something like that. Anyway, though, again, you can see this draft order. I'll be going through every single NFL team. Most of these picks are something that I think it's just the way it'll play out right now. And again, I get, again, in the NFL this year, at least, there's going to be a lot of teams questionable at the quarterback position. You'll see my opinion on that, at least of it right now. I'm going to tell you guys right now, I think it'll play itself out, to be honest with you, again, in terms of free agency. So, yes, a lot of these quarterback things are going to be going around, but again, there's definitely a hot commodity after, again, we heard the news today. Of course, though, before you even get in this, I got to preface this because, again, it's major news for, again, this draft, obviously, in the entire process. With the Seahawks trading Geno Smith to the Raiders, that domino has fallen. They don't need a quarterback. Again, you can talk all you want, and Geno's actually good enough for them, but they're not going to take a freaking quarterback. I mean, that's just not happening. Seahawks, obviously, maybe they need a quarterback now. Are they going to take one? Well, I mean, I don't know. Maybe they want to roll with Sam Howell. More likely than not, though, again, with Sam Darnold being available now, I don't know. That seems like a possibility. Anyway, though, the number one pick, again, with the Titans, obviously, releasing Harold Landry. Again, you could argue they need quarterback in Will Levis, but honestly, they might actually stick with Will Levis, which might sound like really stupid. I get that. I'm like, oh, Cam Ward's sitting there. Just freaking take him. I guess I kind of get it. But, guys, let's be honest. Abdul Carter is arguably the best player in this draft class. I'm not going to get into that because I have 2 months to figure out who, again, my definitive number one guy. Still getting through that. But, yes, Abdul Carter on film is probably the most overall bona fide best player in this draft. Let's be honest with that. And they do need an edge rusher considering, who is it? Who are the guys right now? They got rid of, Ali Guy and Arden Key, who isn't terrible, but he's fringe number 2 reliable passers there. And of course, releasing Harold Landry means they do need a new number 1 guy. And I'm telling you right now, I do think Abdul Carter will be their guy there. Yes. Do I think, even Cam Ward could obviously be picked here? Yes, I understand that they do need a quarterback, obviously. But, overall for the Titans, I do think Abdul Carter would be the right pick. They do, again, a franchise-level guy, again, there with him, and I think, again, that would be the right pick for him. I don't want to get too deep in that one. Next up, for the Browns could use just about anything. Again, we could probably go on their depth chart right now. Again, the Browns, they're not in the greatest situations, as we know. But, Deshaun Watson's out for the season next year. Again, I'm be honest with you guys, pre-free agency predictions, if this is what you want to call that. I do, in fact, think that Kirk Cousins will be their starting quarterback next year. And again, looking at this receiving room, it's god-awful. I mean, not god-awful. It's not good. Elijah Moore's a good number 3. Again, Jerry Jeudy had a great year. I get that. Cedric Tillman hasn't stayed healthy, and he still isn't very good, and then their depth is cooked. Defensively, they have a lot of talent. It's a very bizarre situation with this team, to be honest with you guys. And it really sucks, too. But they don't have a middle linebacker. Mohamed Diabete, again, he did his thing a little bit, I guess. But this secondary is still really talented, guys. Like Grant Delpit's a very solid safety. Denzel Ward, Martin Emerson Jr., Greg Newsome are still an elite cornerback trio there. Again, Ronnie Hickman isn't the greatest free safety. We'll get to that later. But, again, is Myles Garrett getting traded? Is it going to actually happen? I mean, maybe it will. But, again, you could argue they need an edge rusher too. But I don't know if they, again, would want to pick the guy here. I honestly just say, screw it, they're going to take Travis Hunter. Yes, is that the most, again, logical move? No. But if they really want to, they could put him at freaking receiver, again, at cornerback, and that's why he's, again, probably the most valuable player in this draft. But Travis Hunter, wherever you put him, he's going to play well, again, if they get him in the right spot there. But, again, I just think they need something. Again, to, like, I don't know, just be something for them. And I do think that, again, him going to the Browns is a good thing. Yes, in that secondary, it's going to be very bizarre. I don't know what they're going to, like, really do with that. But, again, because they don't really need a cornerback issue thing. But, again, it's a very, very weird team, guys. Again, there's a lot of different ways they can go with this. But, honestly, they do need a receiver. He can definitely do that, obviously, for them, even though he's not the, like, most, like, overall developed receiver for obvious reasons. But even as a cornerback, you can use him any way you want as well. All right, Giants at 3, guys. Again, considering the Giants are one of the most incompetent franchises in the entire NFL, and also that they I don't really think they're actually going to pick up one of these younger quarterbacks, to be honest with you guys. I simply don't. For that reason, though, I do think Cam Ward will be the guy they are able to pick. And, guys, the reason I think Cam Ward will stumble into their laps is simply because, again, the Browns could obviously take him. I get that. But, like, I do think Kirk Cousins, like I said, will be their quarterback. And the Titans, I just feel like they want Abdul Carr. Again, I think that's who they want. That's who they're going to get. But again, we're not getting the trades. That could obviously be a discussion in the future, and it could even happen again as soon as this video comes out. But for the Giants, I do think Cam Ward will be their quarterback. Pretty simple there. They need somebody like that. He can evade pressure, even though he's a little bit too nonchalant sometimes, and again, makes some. He's definitely mistake prone. He's the best quarterback in this draft class. It's not really even that close. And also, again, even though he's not like your most favorite. Again, number one quarterback you've seen. He'll do them something. Again, he's definitely good enough to be there. All right, at 4 with the Patriots, like I said, no trades, so you're not going to be really thinking anything. Again, the Patriots go a lot of ways with this. The good thing is, though, their defense is somewhat squared away. I mean, edge rushers are obviously an issue. But again, that's not really something we're going to really discuss in this. I don't think they're going to have to sign somebody, though. So maybe, I don't know, maybe they reach for a guy. But, guys, this receiving core, I mean, we've talked about it. It's god-awful. T. Higgins is not going anywhere. So for that reason, I do think that at wide receiver, they're going to go with Ted McMillan, who is the best overall receiver in this draft from, again, what I've seen on film. Again, a lot of it. But, again, most developed. He's fast. He's tall. He creates some separation for, again, guy's size. Very rare. So, I think Ted McMillan will be going to the Patriots here. 4, it'd be the number 1 receiver, and him and Drake May are going to ball out. Anyway, though, for the Jags at 5, there's a lot of different things they do need. Again, offensive line is obviously the biggest one, but I don't really think that's something they're going to actually be really focusing on, to be honest with you guys. Again, I'll show you guys the Jags O-line. It's not good, but Anton Harrison and Walker DeLittle is not great, but they might give him some run there. Worst case, they have another rookie try out there. Urza Cleveland's a less than desired right guard. Luke Fortner's not a good center. Again, we know that he wasn't. No, he. Yeah, was he their star? I'm like geeked out on him. Yeah, Luke Fortner, of course, got benched. I don't know where the other center went, but yeah. Brandon Scherf is, again, a good, very solid right guard, but he's like 34. So, yes, O-line does need to be addressed, but honestly, guys, I would not be surprised if they tried to do that through free agency. Honestly, again, this might be a little bit of, a hot take here. I think they're going to go with Will Johnson. In my opinion, my humble opinion, seeing him play, he's the best player in this entire draft class. From what I've seen so far, and again, my personal preference, Will Johnson is that freaking good. Will he be that good in the league? I don't know. They need another cornerback. Yes, does he fit, again, with Tyson Campbell? Maybe not as much. He's a long, tall corner. I get that, which, again, is what Tyson Campbell is. Very, very rare there. But they don't really need a guy like Jahad Barron, who is just as, isn't just as good as impressed in terms of the traits that I do think Tyson Campbell is. They need a guy in Will Johnson who can simply just lock guys up, and they have 2 corners out that they don't have to worry about. This Jags defense was god-awful last year for a reason. Will Johnson will definitely help shore some stuff up. 6 for the Raiders. Again, we're assuming they don't make any difference. Raiders also have some pretty big issues. Again, namely at cornerback. I don't really know why this isn't here. Yes, running back would be interesting for them, obviously, but I do think they're going to be fine. They're definitely going to be able to find one free agency. Wide receiver also a pretty big issue, but I really don't think any guys on this board, at least from right here, is really worthwhile taking, which is why I think they're going to trade down in real life. But I'm not going to do that. I'm going to say, again, if they're going to take someone who they're going to take, safety, again, Trayvon Murray, I don't know if he'll come back, and that's why I can't really assess them taking a safety here, even though Malachi Stark's obviously a good player. Nick Amani-Warrior we'll get to later. Xavier Watts, obviously, probably should be higher. But anyway, who do I actually think they're going to take here? I'll probably go with the cornerback route and Jahad Barron because they just need a man corner. They don't have that. Nate Hobbs is a decent slot. That's really all they have there at corner. And again, if they don't really improve that at all, that'll be a big issue for them going into next season. Also, forgot to mention the fact that, again, we don't know if they'll have a safety, but that secondary is atrocious right now, and they need to get someone in there who can at least be good in man. Jahad Barron can really help them out there. All right. Here are the Jets at 7. Again, assuming no trades. Their honestly biggest need right now is another defensive tackle. Quentin Williams is obviously great. Yes, tackle again would be a good talking point there. You might say, oh yeah, why don't they just take Will Campbell? Honestly, though, I think their defense is something they're going to try to preface this offseason because you saw what happened to Robert Saleh last year. Their entire team fell off. So, again, I do really think this is an issue for them. Edge rusher, yes, I get, but they have some depth, so it's not the end of the world. Cornerback, maybe, but they could definitely get away with having a lesser corner there. Again, I would not expect TJ Reed to come back, but again, the Jets secondary. Again, I think they could definitely get away with picking a guy in the second, third round who isn't as good as obviously TJ Reed is. But again, figure someone out to get there. I think that would be good. But again, Sauce is still one of the best corners in the league. Safeties, again, aren't very good, but again, the way this defense is going to be structured next year, I don't think that'll be much of an issue, to be honest with you guys. And then Michael Carter, again, is a decent slot. So I think I'm going to go with Mason Graham. Again, if you haven't watched my defensive lineman ranking video, again, I always do that before my first mock draft. Go watch that. Mason Graham is my #1 defensive tackle. I'll tell you guys that right now. He graded out well. And there's another guy we'll get to in a little bit, with Darius Alexander. Again, I don't want to get too deep into that, but I just didn't have enough film on him to rank him. So again, if you're pissed as some, I don't know. Oh, I love. Oh yeah. If I where is he? Where's Darius Alexander? Is he that far down? Yeah, how lucky is that far down? Darius Alexander, again, there's a lot of mixed opinions on him. Again, if he's really that good. I think he's a really good player. I mean, honest on film. Saw a lot of good stuff. Against lesser competition, though, you got to kind of keep that in mind there. But yes, Darius Alexander we'll get to in a minute, but I just didn't have enough film on him to really give him a proper rating yet. So that's why I didn't rank him in the video. He's probably around 4 or 5, though. But yeah, Mason Graham at 7. So yeah, he should be a top 10 pick, honestly, with you guys. Again, there's a lot of different opinions like on these defensive tackles. Again, I definitely have a set one. I wouldn't call it all over the place, but like, again, you can see Joshua Farmer is way down there. He's a freaking 106 on this draft board. I think I have him like the 20s. So yeah, mixed opinions overall for these defensive tackles. Anyway, though, with the Panthers today, it's very self-explanatory for them. They need a freaking guy who can stop the run. That's going to be Kenneth Grant. I would be shocked if he doesn't go to the Panthers, to be honest with you guys. Maybe he goes higher, I don't know, but that's the guy the Panthers want. And Derek Brown, obviously, being back would be huge, but they just need guys up front. Because honestly, guys, I think they've given up on the fact that they're going to ever be able to get a linebacker who's just going to consistently stop the run. I mean, maybe they get Danny Stutzman in there or something again later in the later rounds. But Kenneth Grant will really him and Derek Brown being there on the defensive line again. You saw how bad the run defense was this year, historically bad. Again, Derek Brown getting injured is basically the main reason for that. Again, if he was healthy, it would be respectable run defense, even though it might not be very good in the first place anyway. But yes, again, Kenneth Grant there, him and Derek Brown being on that D-line, that's just going to be a problem. Even if Kenneth Grant will never be like some elite pass rusher guy. You saw, he's the second best defensive tackle in this draft. Saints at 9. I really struggle with this one, guys, because I'm thinking there's no way they actually take Tyler Warren, but I'm like, yeah, honestly, screw it. That actually probably is the right pick for them. At wide receiver, Chris Olave can't stay healthy again, even though he's a very top player. Rashid Shaheed, I don't know if he'll be on this team, to be completely honest with you guys, going into next year. Again, we'll see. Obviously on the O-line, again, Ryan Ramczyk, we don't know if he'll be again, if he'll even play another NFL game yet. But again, since I really don't know that yet, and the fact that, again, we'll probably be going to trades later, I think the best thing for them is actually to make a trade. So, yeah. Anyway, though, you do, of course, have Will Campbell there. Again, I think that would be a great pick for them. But again, they're not going to make that pick right now because we don't know if he's going to be the actual guy. But Tyler Warren is a good guy for them because they don't really, again, Juwan Johnson's, I guess, is a decent tight end, but like, Tyler Warren would be a very good option for them because, again, they do need more weapons on offense. Yes, defensively, they're not in the greatest spot. I mean, like, they're Cam Jordan's like freaking 40. I get that, but they're going to have to play him because they're paying him so much. Again, this next year. So I think, yes, next year will definitely be good to get another edge rusher. Carl Granderson, I wouldn't call him a true #1 at pass rusher, but he'll be decent there. Chase Young, I don't know if they can even afford to pay. The D-line is not good. I get that. You might want to say, oh, take a defensive tackle. But realistically, guys, you get a guy with Joshua Farmer in the second round who could do just fine with Brian Breezy there. Honestly, as simple as that. Kalen Sutters, Nathan Shepard have their, again, own problems. Neither one of them are very good, though. Again, Brian Breezy, again, is their defensive tackle there. So, I really don't even know if they need to take one, to be honest. Again, it would be really nice, again, if they could get a guy there. Honestly, the biggest thing, the reason I don't see the Saints taking defensive tackle guys here is it's just the value isn't there. The really true run-stopping defensive tackles and guys like Alvin Collins and Tyler Williams, you could absolutely get in the second or even third round there. So for that reason, I don't think the Saints taking at 9 here again is a good idea. Again, if we're gonna be honest, Tyler Warren again would be the best pick for them in terms of the true talent. I just think that's who they're gonna go with here. Again, if I'm gonna really want, what I really want them to do is trade out of this pick, but I can't do that because again it's the first mock draft and stuff. So I'm just not gonna do that. Simple as that. But yeah, Tyler Warren here at 9 makes sense. Bears at 10. There's one guy and one guy only I think they're picking here. Edgers are definitely an interesting group here. Again, I just think, again, even though there are guys that I think would be better here, like Donovan Azuruku, I think would be just an absolute home run pick for them here at 10. But I don't know if they want to take him here because Montez Sweat, even though he's coming off a bad year, let's be honest, guys, Montez Sweat did not produce last year for the Bears. On a D-line that it was literally him. Like, Andrew Billings, Trevon Dexter Sr., Jack Pickens are all decent players, but like Austin Booker, Darrell Taylor outside of week 1, and Jacob Martin are just atrocious edge rushers. So, yes, Montez Sweat he's their dude there. They paid him all that money. He's their guy there. I get that. But they need someone else there. And yes, getting maybe more like of a power rusher overall, a guy who maybe isn't as athletic is, again, kind of like, again, the Robin to Okay, just compliment Montez Sweat might be the better pick here. But again, a guy like Shamar Stewart would be able to, again, give them that. I understand that. But I just don't know if they want a guy like him, to be completely honest. Because I don't know if he fits their run defense scheme super well. They like guys that are very good gap-to-gap. He straight up just isn't so far in the film I've watched. For that reason, I think they're going to go with James Pierce, who, again, was regarded as the best player in this entire draft coming into the year. But again, James Pierce Jr., again, wasn't great overall. Again, he was still a good player, but, like, yeah, he fell off. Let's be honest there in terms of the draft. He's dropping the draft rankings, but all that the physical again gifts are still there. Like there's no denying that. So yes, I know the Bears can go with a very physically again imposing guy there. Not in terms of again actual size, but like the athleticism stuff. He'll go there at 10. 11 though. I don't want to like really stress this out too much because I mean if Will Campbell's still sitting here, you got to think the Niners are going to take him. You got an aging Trent Williams who's going to probably retire in a year or two. Cole Mevakevitz is not good. So, yes, Will Campbell. He's a top 10 talent in this draft and firmly believe that. I'm not saying he's Joe Alt or anything, but very good prospect and, yeah, not really self-explanatory there. Running back, Ashton Jetty. He's going to the Cowboys. If they see him here, I mean, you're an idiot if you don't take him. They had a bad running game last year, even though, Rico Dowdle did his best. Again, there's a reason he only scored one rushing touchdown last year. Ashton Jetty will do them a lot of help, and also they can kind of rely on him and not have to, have Dak throw the ball 50 times a game to win it. Anyway, Dolphins here at 13. I think this is going to be a really sneaky pick for them. The Dolphins just don't have the interior deal right now. They can't clear out holes. They're not very good at penetrating. And Kelvin Banks Jr., yes, he has some issues in terms of, again, if he's actually a true left tackle. But just check him left guard, guys. Like, if Kelvin Banks Jr. goes to the Dolphins, he's going to be chucked to left guard. He'll thrive there. He'll do a really good job. And that Dolphins O-line, I think, will look a lot better and project a lot better than they would, again, without not having a guy like him there. Yes, I think he's definitely going to project better at guard in the NFL, I'll be honest with you guys there. But even if he has to play left tackle, it's not going to be the end of the world. So, I think he's a great pick there for the Dolphins at 13. 14 for the Colts. This is one of the more difficult ones overall for me, but I went with Colson Loveland because, yes, technically this I guess is a reach, but I don't really think so. They have not had a good tight end since probably Jack Doyle in, 2018 when they last time won a playoff game. Defensively, yes, they're always weak in the secondary, but guys, yes, they could have took a safety here, which would have probably been a good idea, but I don't know. I think they want to go with the tight end here. I think again they're gonna want to run block a little better than they did last year. And yes, safety here would be really dynamic for them, I guess. But I think the Colts could do away with getting a guy like Colson Loveland here again, who they would not otherwise be able to get again like in free agency or trade in terms of that caliber of tight end. Maybe not though, because Evan Ingram's still around. But again, getting a franchise tight end there that could really do them wonders would again be a big thing here. But again, you look at these safeties. Julian Blackmon, solid guy. Nick Cross, not great. Again, they could absolutely use a free safety. But honestly, guys, this is a pretty deep safety class. They could definitely get some good guys later in the draft. All right. After that though, up next will be Falcons. And again, if they don't take an edge rusher in the first round, there's something wrong. I think they're going with Donovan Aziraku. He was the most productive pass rusher in this entire draft, again, in terms of like numbers. Also, he's a freaking beast. I love him on film. He looks just so good. Some issues here and there with the run defense, again, gapping up, but I don't think they really need that. They just need a guy who can just freaking get after the quarterback on his own consistently. Be a producer, similar to Jared Verse last year. Going to the Rams really helped them, obviously, but still. Falcons need a good edge rusher. Donovan Aziraku will answer all those questions. 16. Also, the Cardinals would like to get someone. Where's Mike Green? Mike Green, I think, will be their guy here. Mike Green is not the most flashy defensive tackle. Not edge rusher, my bad. That's the reason, maybe like you'll hear about him like maybe once a month. Again, if you're tuning into draft, casual tuning into draft coverage. Mike Green is not the most physically imposing, edge rusher. He's not going to blow you off the line or anything like that, but he's physical, very good handwork, which, again, we'll get to when we get to the actual edge rusher group. Very physical, good handwork, and insanely awesome with his leverage. So well developed there. He, again, will not only allow the Cardinals to, again, get a little bit more pressure and be able to push the pocket and even produce, but also stop the run. He'll be a big guy there. The run discipline will be so much better than what we saw this year, again, with him going there at 16. 17 of the Bengals. I'm going to say Darius Alexander goes here again this is definitely a weird pick overall for them, I get, but Darius Alexander, I haven't watched enough. You saw the defensive tackle rankings. I don't have enough film, just brutally honest with you guys. I don't have enough film on him yet, because again, I haven't had a great deal of time again with all these defensive tackles. I don't have enough film on him to actually truly grade him out yet. As simple as that. My notes aren't full enough, and also I just don't have an overall picture and understanding to really give him here. But what I do know is he will be going in the first round if, again, a team like the Bengals really needs him. Again, there's speculation about Trey Henderson getting traded. If that does happen, maybe one of these guys goes. But I do think a guy like Darius Alexander would be a lot better for them because he also answers their run defense issues, which were major at times this year. Yes, Darius Alexander, again, I don't have enough on him to really give you guys a full opinion on it, but what I do know is he is super, super versatile. All across that D line, he could even be an edge rusher for them. But I think, again, him being that Swiss Army knife in a lot of ways and also be very consistent with pressure and also has that great bull rush, which I can definitively say now. I'll probably say he'll go there at 17. Definitely, again, an interesting pick, but I do like that there. All right, 18, we do have the Seahawks, and they also need an edge rusher, and so I think they're going to go with Michael Williams. They need some more athleticism there. Chandler Most, who hasn't been healthy in a couple seasons, and Derek Hall was their number one edge rusher per parts of last year. So, yes, Seahawks taking an edge rusher definitely seems like a pretty good move here again. Yeah, Derek Hall here, who I don't think is really starting caliber play. Boyle Mafe is, again, they're number one. We know that. He's going to be good. But I do think, again, a guy like Michael Williams there will definitely do them wonders. 19, yeah, where's Jahad Campbell? Jahad Campbell's going to the Bucs. Again, we already know, we've seen them develop athletic and, more rangy linebackers with guys like Devin White, who didn't really eventually work out with them. But I think they'll take a chance here on Jahad Campbell, who I don't really think is really, again, that amazing of a prospect. But he's got a lot of things going for him. And, again, I really like him a lot. So I'm going to have him there, again, the Bucs at 19. 20, we do have the Broncos. And they're going to definitely be taking a receiver here if I had to guess. I don't know, maybe Tay Dine, but there's nothing there. Harold Fannin, I don't know, probably second round. But for wide receiver, Matthew Golden would be an interesting guy. Luther Bird would be an interesting guy. But again, it kind of does drop off to that. I'll be honest, guys. I think they're taking on Mika Buka. He's definitely like the most surefire receiver outside of getting the top two guys there. So I'm going to say the Broncos take him. He has a lot of experience, very good route runner. Not the most physical, but they don't really think they need that there with Colin Sutton being at least somewhat a productive receiver for most likely the next 2 seasons. So get a guy in there who can consistently catch passes, be that number 2 guy, potential 1,000-yard rookie receiver. Bo Nix will definitely like that. 21 will be the Steelers, and I don't really know how they don't go with Malachi Starks. Yes, Minka is getting a little older. He's still in his prime, though, obviously. But guys, Minka's, what is he, 29 maybe? He was really young coming out. I get back in 2018. But yeah, Deshaun Elliott, good player, doesn't stay healthy. They honestly, straight up, guys, they just need more depth here in the secondary. Beanie Bishop Jr. got on a pretty solid rookie year before getting kind of phased out of that lineup. But I do think, again, having another safety there, especially a guy who's just really, really smart and really, really athletic, again, a guy like Malachi Starks, I think will definitely really help them out. And I think it'll help out this defense for a group that, yeah, wasn't exactly the reason they were, again, kind of fizzled out last year. But again, there were some questions there at the end of the season that I think he would definitely help answer. 22, you might shout wide receiver for the Chargers, but guys, let's be brutally honest with that Chargers offense. Why were they just straight up not good and just kind of fizzled out there in the playoffs? Pretty simple. They didn't have the running game. I'm straight up honest with you guys. I would be shocked if they, maybe they bring back J.K. Dobbins, but I don't really think they should. He's guaranteed not to stay healthy. And Omari and Hampton, guys, who I think is definitely a first-round talent for running back, will be that power back for them, that workhorse back for them, and it'll be a freaking beast. They need that freight train. John Harbaugh loves those type of guys. Again, he wanted to recruit him. Yeah, that would be the guy there. 23, I think it's going to be a classic Packers pick. You might not really like it at all, but I do think that Nick, where is he? Nick Scatchern, I think would be the guy here. Yes, Shamar Stewart, probably overall is definitely the more, highly touted prospect, but Nick Scatchern will be the guy to produce there. He's more developed than Shamar Stewart, even though the talent might not be there, and he also is a guy who, again, he'll just produce the pass rush, most of that. He might not move the pocket as well as Shamar Stewart. He might not, again, blow up plays as much as Shamar Stewart, but he will produce more, and he will actually translate to sacks. Guys, biggest issue with the Packers taking Lucas Van Ness back in 2023 was the fact that, again, he wasn't a guy that we could consistently say, he's going to get the quarterback one way or another. He doesn't, again, does he have developed package? No. Is he the most athletic? Yes. Again, with a guy like Lucas Van Ness. Nick Scatchern, a little bit different. He actually produces. And also, I just think it's a classic Packers pick. They want that edge rusher there. I think he'll be a good pick for them. 24 for the Vikings. This is definitely one I struggle with a lot. But I ended up going with Gray Zabel, who, yes, I guess technically is a tackle. No, do they have McGard here? Yeah, they have McGard. Perfect. Gray Zabel's a freaking beast, guys. He's honestly probably the best run blocker this entire draft, in my opinion. Again, pound for pound there. Again, North Dakota State, he was their best player overall last year for them. Oh, God, this is not good. Please tell me this stays. Oh, God. So I'm going to have to, re-pick all this because, it just crashed. But, so we want to have Abdul Carter here. Then I got a Travis Hunter. But like I was saying, again, this is just going to take a minute because this is a little bit geeked out. We picked every team, right? I think we did. Whatever. I'm going to go out of this and try to go back in. Yeah, there we go. All teams, right? There we go. All right, enter soul. There we go. Draft. Okay. Abdul Carter. There we go. Travis Hunter. There we go. Either way, what I was saying about Gray Zabel. Extremely developed run blocker just as of right now. Outside of that, though, I mean, there's really not much else to get too neat and grit into there with him because he's just, again, straight up a very developed run blocker. But as pass blocker, you're not going to really stress too much about it. Yes, he's not the most, I'm going to say, like, athletic like that, but he's definitely good enough, like, for sure. 6, who do we have for the Raiders? It was, yeah, it was Jahad Barry. That's what I thought. But, again, for Gray Zabel, yeah. I think go with the Vikings are at 24. 25, we do have the Texans, and I think they'll go with Walter Nolan, who is definitely he's definitely a dude. I think we talked about him yesterday there with the D lineman rankings, and he is definitely a guy that you want to watch out for because he can definitely make some noise. Again, overall, though, for the Texans there, they do need a defensive tackle. Tim Settle, I think, is a decent player overall, but he's not going to really produce too much for them. Walter Nolan will definitely be that guy, again, that brings a little bit more talent and athleticism to that group that I really think they do need. And also, again, when you think about the Texans defending run last year was very inconsistent. I think he'll at least be able to bring some sort of, again, block shitting or, like, really just getting the backfield and kind of not having to have those linebackers work as hard all that often, which is good considering they do have two guys there that aren't always, again, I'm not going to say the most driven, but their linebackers aren't, again, always the most consistent. So that'll definitely take a little bit of pressure off of them. And, again, the team as a whole. Yeah, then who do we have here? Completely lost in the Bears here. Oh, yeah, James Pierce, my bad. Yeah, James Pierce, and then for the Niners, we had Will Campbell. Then for the Cowboys, we had Ashton Genty. For the Dolphins, we had Kelvin Banks Jr. And then for the Colts, we had Colson Loveland. And then for the Falcons, we had Donna Ziraku. Where is it? There we go. Cardinals, we had, where is he? Who we have for the Cardinals? We had Michael Williams, right? Yeah, whatever. No, that was the freaking Seahawks. Whatever. That's besides the point. Bengals, we definitely had a defensive tackle. That was, where is he? Darius Alexander. Seahawks. That was him. So who do you think for the Cardinals? Mike Green. Yeah, there we go. Mike Green went, and then for the Bucks we had Jahad Campbell, and then for the Broncos we had Emeka Ibuka. Steelers we had Malachi Starks. Chargers we had, where is he? Chargers, we definitely had a dude. Running back, right? Yeah, Marion Hampton. Then we had Nick Scorchman. For the Packers and the Vikings, like I said, we did have Gray Zabel. For the Texans, we had Walter Nolan. All right, now on to my Rams. So again, I guess after due here with the Rams. There is a lot of different ways they can go because honestly, guys, this Rams team doesn't really have again. Like I said, if they copy and paste the roster from last year and did the same thing, who knows? It could win the Super Bowl. I don't know why quarterbacks said they're not going to draft a quarterback until late. Linebacker, I guess, is a need, but I think Omar Speights is fine. I mean, you could take. I want to take Danny Stutzman later in the draft, but I mean, Jalen Walker wouldn't be a horrible pick. Tackle, no, they don't need a tackle. I mean, yeah, Rob Havenstein is old, but he'll stay around. Cornerback, not an issue. It just straight up isn't. It isn't. Wide receiver, that is where I think they'll actually be going. I think they'll be going with Matthew Golden because I really like his separation ability. Guys, the biggest problem with Cooper Kupp at the end of last year was the fact that his lateral, again, like quickness and just overall burst was cooked. Simple as that. His freaking ankle couldn't hold up with that. And I don't really think he was healthy really at all last year. But anyway, for the Rams, they definitely need a guy like that. Again, Puka Nacua was really, again, only real option there at the end of the year there. But I do think that Matthew Golden will be a good guy there because he can separate really well. Matthew Stafford can throw deep to him because he does have that deep speed. All right, 27. I don't know how he fell that far, but I do think Luther Burns is going to fall right in the arms of the Ravens. I am not a fan of him. Telling you right now, I'm filming. I don't really see it, but I'm gonna be honest. Flat out freaking produces. Even though last year was kind of really disappointing. 2023, I'm like, yeah, this guy has something there. But I'm filming again, breaking out last few seasons. I don't really see the big thing with him, but again, we'll really break this down when we get to those wide receiver rankings towards again as we get very close to the draft. But for the Ravens, again, he's a good pick for them. He'll be able to produce for them, maybe hopefully better than Rashad Bateman. Anyway, 28 for the Lions. There's definitely a lot of ways they can go here. I think they'll go Shamar Stewart, though, because they're going to need edges one way or another. And I don't really know if that Myles Garrett trade will actually materialize. For that reason, though, I think they'll take him. He'll be a beast for them. Again, same thing with Aiden Hutchinson. I don't know if it'll be obviously be that good, but there's no way he won't be able to produce there. I think he'll at least be able to get 7-8 sacks as a rookie. Again, if all goes as planned there. 28-9 for the Commanders. Yeah, they gotta go with the where is he? Armand Membo. He is a physical like freaking specimen in a lot of ways. Also though, Broken really hold up against some of those finesse moves. Like you saw, what was his name? The guy for freaking Oklahoma. What was his name? Oh, I forgot his name. Whatever. Oklahoma's edge rusher. He was a freshman who again was very, very, very good for them. He completely just embarrassed him on like he tried to do a again pull pin swim and he just completely tossed him. It was awesome. Amari Membo though was a freaking beast. 30 for the Bills. I think they're gonna actually reach here and take where is he? Jaden Higgins. I just think this is the guy they definitely go after. You got Trey Harris, who's definitely probably a better pick for them, but I don't think they want a guy like him. That's why they picked a guy like Keon Coleman last year. Again, very different receivers, but I don't think they want a guy who again had similar like pedigree there. For that reason, I think they're gonna actually go Jaden Higgins. Yes, it might seem like a big reach, but I think it will be worthwhile in the end. Similar like that Ricky Pearsall pick, and I kind of understand the perspective with those now. 31 for the Chiefs. Yeah, Derek Harmon. I think will go to them. I don't think Derek Harmon is I don't really know the big deal with him about honestly being this high. I do think that Jordan Burch is a better overall player than him, but I will be honest, guys. Derek Harmon's a solid player. Again, he was an honorable mention there on the rankings for a reason. I don't like him personally because again, there's just some things on film that I just don't think that he'll really be able to fix. To be honest with you guys, and then again, all those other guys, there's stuff like you know what they are, but Derek Harmon's still a little bit of unknown for me overall. And again, I don't think he's really even close to this high of a guy. I'd probably put him like somewhere in where T.J. Sanders is, but I still got to admit, he's still obviously a pretty good prospect. And I think, again, he'll be able to develop. Again, honestly, any of these guys, they have some pass rush potential there. Again, I think would be good picks there for the Chiefs. They do need a guy who can do some stuff for them. So I think they'll go there. Again, like, the Chris Jones, what's the replacement? But a guy to compliment him. And then the last pick of the first round, again, with the Eagles, who I don't even know if they're going to be picking here. But I think they're going to take Monowari, kind of a flyer. But it would be nice to see them get a safety, especially, with Darius Slay being older. But, yes, I do think the fact that Nick Warren will be the last pick of the first round. That's all I got for you guys shooting the 1.0 mock draft here for, again, as we get really kicked off draft season as we go here. But, again, free agency recap might be coming out Monday, might be coming out Tuesday. I don't know. I'm pretty busy this week, so we'll see how that turns out. But we will have a post-free agency mock draft coming out sometime at the end of the week, as well as offensive linemen. Their rankings are coming as well. But, again, draft season full swing, guys. Anyway, that's all I got for you guys here. See you guys for the free agency and the madness on Monday. Oh, yeah, also. March Madness.
The safety position, he just closed.
Chioza.